Hello and welcome back to the NFL Film Room. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down some film for one of my favorite prospects from the 2024 draft, Austin Booker. Booker grabbed Bears fans' attention last preseason as he was tied for the most sacks in his draft class, but this year he's taken it to another level. Among edge rushers drafted from the 2024 and 2025 draft, he leads them in sacks with 5, run stops with 6, and has the second most pressures with 9. The only guy ahead of him has 11 pressures, and that's on nearly double the pass rushes Booker has had this preseason. But you guys didn't come here for stats, so let's get into the film now. For those of you who may have seen my Austin Booker breakdowns in the past, you know that his whole game works around this long arm, and you're going to see him go for that long arm on his first rep here, and be able to win with it, almost get a sack. So Booker's going to come off the ball here, and he's actually going to widen himself at the last second to create a different angle and open up the chest for him to land. You see he's going to strike that chest right in the middle with his long arm, and start to push him back, push him off base, and then from there he tries to work under the arm of 74, and he does, and gets a hit on the quarterback. Booker's frame really allows him to excel with the long arm, and you see it here. Because while he does change the angle right here, becomes a battle for who has the longer arms and who can land that strike first. And Booker obviously wins here, pushes him off, and then works back to the quarterback. Here we have another pass rush. This time it comes against the Dolphins, and I believe he gets another pressure. Actually a strip sack. So what Booker does is he creates angles for his long arm, and you're going to see it here. He widens it out, waits for his moment, and then he's going to strike him right outside the shoulder, push him forward, all the way to the ground. Then from there, just pursuit, and Booker's good at pursuit. That's one of his things that popped in college, and here we have it now. So one more time. Widens himself, hits the long arm, shoves him away, and the power that this dude has at only probably 255 pounds at max right now is pretty wild. Like you just don't see guys who weigh that much throwing 300-pound linemen like this too often. Here we have a third pass rush, and I'll let you guys guess what move he's going to use here. So same thing for the open, widens himself late, finds a spot, but look at the pop from his hands right here. So you see 74 right there? He's going to lift him all the way off the air right there. He has both of his feet off the air, not in a good way where he's able to re-anchor and reset. He's going to turn him out. And then from there, he just has a pass to the quarterback with a swim. So one more time. He's going to hit him with that long arm in the chest, pop him up. Then from there, to get clear, he's going to come over with a swim. And then not enough time to get to the quarterback, but that would have been a sack. Now the concern with Booker is, and pretty much has always been, his run defense, but we're going to have a pretty nice rep here. His weight sometimes just makes it hard to deal with these tackles and tight ends when they're pushing on him. But on this rep, he does a good job of using his length, lands first against the tight end. He's able to get his arms extended, get to his long arm, and then from there he's able to hold his ground, hold the edge, and when the guy comes around, he's able to be there for the tackle. Now we're back with yet another pass rush, and he seems to have been given number 74 hell this game because he's been in a lot of these clips already. And there's another sack. This time Booker comes off the ball, and he's actually going to get to a stutter, so you're going to see a couple small steps right here. 1, 2, 3, and then from there he explodes with his long arm, lands there. Then I think he tries to get it to a bull rush, but he might get away with the little hands to the face right here. I think he was either trying to forklift the left arm, which means you grab the wrist and pick it up so that he can't use it, or he was trying to convert it to a bull rush. Either way, he's going to come from here, gets away with the hands to the face, and then from there he creates enough distance to rip through and get to the quarterback. Now Booker's long arm is great, and you can get away with having a specialty in the pros if you really do excel at it. But he does need some counters off of that, and you are going to see it here on this rep because when you face the better tackles, they're going to figure it out eventually. And this was actually the move that made me fall in love with Austin Booker. He hit Kelvin Banks Jr., who has had a very good preseason with it in college, and that clip always stuck out to me. He hit him really bad with it. But here we see he's going to set him up like he's going for that long arm, and instead of that, he's going to chop down that outside arm and then spin back inside and get the tackle. It's just a very quick, violent spin, and has very good balance to it as well. I believe this next rep is going to be a stunt, and Andrew Billings does a great job of opening up Austin Booker for the sack. So Dennis Allen is going to have big number 97 splitting the guard and the tackle here, trying to draw two of them. It's a pretty basic stunt, and then Booker's going to be coming around trying to fill this through here and get to the quarterback. Billings is going to do a great job of not allowing himself to be passed over by the guard, which means the guard will make contact with Billings, pass him over, and then reset back to his position to pick up Booker. But Billings isn't going to let that happen because Billings is going to come through. He's going to come with a right chop right there. And then he's going to start to rip underneath, but he's going to end up swimming over top. And you see the guard has to come help him because otherwise the tackle wouldn't be able to stop him from that position. And that allows Austin Booker to come free and get a sack. This next one is going to be a run D rep, basically on the goal line here. Able to come up and make the tackle. And this was one of the things that I did really like about Austin Booker in college. He used his agility to beat run blockers. I felt like sometimes they try to push him and force him to try to meet these guys head on, and he's not going to be able to do that right now. He has to sometimes shoot the gaps and try to make plays that way. And you see he's able to on this one as he's just going to swim over top of Jonas Savainia. Swims over top of him and then has the agility to go make the tackle. Now we're back to a pass rush. Almost gets a sack. Booker starts getting upfield. He starts to do a little stutter here. Then he explodes at him with the long arm, lands on that shoulder. He's able to shove him off and then get to the quarterback. So one more time. Stutter. Explode. Clear him out and get to the quarterback. Here we have Booker lined up at the 4-eye, and I believe this rep is a pass rush rep against Jonas Savainia, who's a second-round pick in this year's class. Able to disrupt the pocket. So Booker initially sets up Jonas Savainia outside here with that step outside. And then from there he's going to come out with the club. You see that left hand coming across. And then from there he just is able to swim over top. And Savainia tries to recover, but Booker's able to move him out of the pocket and force a throw quicker than Wilson probably would have liked to. Here you have another pass rush. I believe this ends in a sack. Working against the tight end there, and yep, gets a sack. So the Dolphins are going to have number 85 coming over here to try to block Booker, and it's just not really going to work. Booker comes off the ball, recognizes the play action eventually. Then he's going to get into him with a bull rush. From there he's going to get to his long arm, which gives him enough space to start working around. And then there he goes, just another sack. One more time at full speed. The tight end comes over, he sees him, meets him. Gets to the long arm, works around. Now this next one is a bit of a strange rush, but he is able to almost get a sack off of it, so I'll just put it in. Booker goes for what I believe is a bit of an unorthodox cross chop, so he's going to be coming across with that left arm and trying to get the tackle's left arm as well, but he's going to lead with his right arm actually and grab the arm first, and then he's going to grab it again with his left and pin it down. Just strange. You usually see them just using the left and then pinning it down with the right. And it forces Booker wide, but he's able to come through and still almost get the sack. 62 does a good job of getting a hand on him. So one more time. The unorthodox cross chop gets around, and 62 barely gets a hand on him. I believe this is the last pass rushing rep I have to show you guys. So let's get into it. So Booker's not going to stutter this time. He's just going to get upfield. Find a spot for the long arm. He does there. Lands perfectly to the chest. And begins to push that guy inside. Then from there, he's able to get hit on the quarterback. It really is just beautiful to watch this dude hit guys with his long arm. And if you're a young player, you should definitely be watching this film. You don't always have to watch the best of the best to pick something. There's something you can learn from everybody. So as I mentioned before, one of the concerns for Booker, and still to this day for Booker, is his run game. But it is not because of his physicality. And you're going to see it here. He's very willing as a physical player. So the tight end's going to be coming across, and Booker's just going to try to meet him head on here. He actually kind of gets around him a bit. So here we go. You see the tight end comes. Booker's able to get under him and be part of the tackle. Now I think this is just a little tackle, show some athleticism. Yeah. He can't just bail out on the running back off the rip in case there's an option or something, but you see he does make a nice play, and he's made this play a lot of times actually. And now here's one of my favorite parts about Austin Booker whenever you turn on his film. He never stops running to the ball. It doesn't matter how far the ball is, you're going to see him running after the ball. And you see here. Doesn't necessarily make the tackle, but was there. Then I believe we're going to see it again on this rep here. Yep. He's going to be able to chase down Wilson, be part of the tackle. He almost punched the ball out too, which would have been nice. Now I'm not sure what the pass rush was. It's either a double swipe or a forklift, I think. But I think it looks like he's trying to swipe the hands to the side and get to the inside, which doesn't quite work, but he is still able to chase him down and show some athleticism, and I like the punch. Thank you for watching this episode of the NFL Film Room. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. There's a lot to be excited about when it comes to Austin Booker, and hopefully we get to see that on display in the regular season. He did leave the game with an injury, so we'll have to see the severity of that, but once again, thank you for watching, and as always, peace.